The Quiet Air Mattress, an Airbnb sleep story. The room at the end of the day. Welcome. You are here now. You have arrived. The day, with all its motion and noise, has finally set you down in a place where nothing more is asked of you. Somewhere in San Francisco, in a small apartment on a quiet street, a room waits in gentle stillness. And though you may not be there in body, you can be there in mind, drifting into the scene as easily as closing your eyes and letting your breath grow slow. The room is simple, a living room, modest in size, with a low ceiling and walls painted in some soft, forgettable color. An air mattress rests on the floor near the center, already made up with clean sheets and a single blanket folded at its foot. Beside the mattress, a low table holds a water glass, half full, and a laptop with its screen dimmed to near darkness. A warm lamp glows from the corner, casting amber light across the floor in a pool that barely reaches the edges of the room. Rain taps against the window in an unhurried rhythm, sometimes a little quicker, sometimes slower, but always gentle. The refrigerator hums from the kitchen doorway. Somewhere beyond the glass, distant traffic murmurs, but it is so far away it sounds almost like the memory of sound. This is a fan-made, unofficial sleep story created for relaxation. All trademarks mentioned belong to their respective owners. Nothing here constitutes business, financial, or investment advice. Just a quiet story to help you rest. And so you settle into this room, not with effort, but with the kind of ease that comes when the body finally stops moving. You do not need to do anything here. You do not need to solve anything, or remember anything, or prepare for anything. The room holds you the way a chair holds you when you sink into it at the end of a long walk. It asks nothing. It offers only stillness and warmth and the quiet company of rain. Let your face soften. Let the muscles around your eyes release, just slightly, as though someone has lifted a small weight you did not know you were carrying. Your jaw, too, can loosen. There is no need to hold it tight. Let your teeth part by a hair's width. Let your tongue rest heavy and still against the floor of your mouth. Your temples, those small places where tension likes to gather, can smooth now. Imagine the skin there becoming soft, becoming slack, like fabric settling after being stretched. The lamp in the corner does not flicker. It simply glows, steady and warm, the kind of light that feels more like a presence than an illumination. The amber tint reaches the edge of the air mattress and stops there, leaving the rest of the room in comfortable shadow. You can almost feel the warmth of that light on your skin, even from a distance, even in your imagination. It is the kind of warmth that does not demand attention, only offers itself. In time, somewhere in this city, in a room not so different from this one, three people once had a simple idea. They were not famous then. They were not building anything grand. They were just trying to solve a small problem, the kind of problem that arrives quietly and does not announce itself. There was a conference coming to town, and hotels were full, and these three people had a little extra space in their apartment. They had an air mattress. They had a willingness to open their door to strangers who needed a place to sleep. Before the idea could take shape, there were small tasks to complete. One of them smoothed the sheets on the air mattress, running a palm across the fabric to press out the wrinkles. Another adjusted the lamp, turning it so the light fell more softly on the pillow. A third checked the lock on the door, not out of worry, but out of care, the way you might check that a window is closed before rain begins. These were the rituals of hosting, plain and unhurried. And from those rituals, something began to form. A thought, a possibility, a gentle wondering about what might happen if this small kindness could be shared more widely. The idea was soft then, barely an outline. It did not demand anything. It simply rested in the room like the light from the lamp, present but not pressing. The rain continues against the window. You can hear it now, each drop a tiny tap, a small percussion that repeats without pattern, without urgency. The sound is cool, even though you cannot feel the rain itself. The cool air of the room brushes against your face, and the blanket near your feet holds warmth like a promise waiting to be accepted. Your shoulders, if you notice them, may still carry some tension from the day. Let them drop, just a little. Let them fall away from your ears, settling downward like sand, sinking slowly through water. There is no need to hold them high. The night does not require your vigilance. Somewhere in that early time, a website was made. It was simple, almost plain, with just enough information to let someone know that a spare room existed and that it could be theirs for a night. The work of making it was quiet work, the kind done late at night with a laptop open and a cup of something warm nearby. There were no celebrations, no announcements. Just the soft click of keys and the glow of a screen in a dim room, not so different from the glow of the lamp beside the air mattress now. Your hands can rest now. Wherever they are, let them be still. Let your fingers uncurl one by one, like petals relaxing after a long day in the sun. The muscles in your palms can soften. The tendons on the backs of your hands can ease. There is nothing you need to hold, nothing you need to grip. Your hands have done their work for today, and now they are allowed to simply be, resting at your sides or folded gently on your chest, warm and heavy and quiet. For a moment, let there be no forward movement. Let there be only this room, this breath, this weight of your body against whatever surface holds you. The rain taps. The lamp glows. The refrigerator hums its low, steady note. The air mattress rests on the floor, patient and still, its surface holding the faint impression of sheets smoothed by careful hands. The water glass catches a sliver of amber light. The laptop screen is dark, or nearly so, just a faint glow along its edges. The room does not change. The room does not move. It simply holds you the way the night holds a city, gently, without effort, without end. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let the stillness be enough. And so the story begins, not with a rush, but with the quietest of openings. 3 people in a small apartment, an air mattress on the floor, a few guests who needed a place to rest, and found it here, in this unlikely room. The guests arrived with suitcases and tired eyes, and they left in the morning with nothing more than a simple thank you. The hosts tidied the sheets, emptied the water glass, and opened the window to let fresh air in. These were the rhythms of early hospitality, repeated without fanfare, without any sense that they might one day mean something more. The platform, if it could even be called that then, was just a way to connect one person who had space with another person who needed it. The idea of a marketplace was still far off, still hazy, like the outline of a building seen through morning fog. But even then, there was something gentle about the work, something that felt more like housekeeping than business. A message sent, a key left under a mat, a pillow fluffed, a note written in neat handwriting, welcoming someone home for the night. The light from the lamp does not flicker. It remains steady, amber and warm, casting its glow across the floor. The rain outside has not stopped, but its rhythm has shifted, just slightly, the taps coming a little softer now, a little more spaced apart. The distant traffic hums on, a low vibration that is more felt than heard. The cool air of the room settles against your skin, and the warmth of the blanket waits at your feet, ready whenever you choose to pull it close. Let your jaws soften again. Let your temples smooth. Let your shoulders drop another fraction of an inch, sinking into the surface beneath you. Your fingers, your palms, your wrists, let them all grow heavy and still. You are held here, in this room, in this moment, and there is nothing more you need to do. The air mattress rests on the floor, patient and quiet. The water glass catches the lamplight. The folded sheet lies undisturbed. The rain taps gently, sometimes quicker, sometimes slower, but always soft. And the room holds its steady hush, asking nothing, offering only rest. And as the refrigerator hum continues, and the distant traffic murmurs on, you can almost feel the next small chapter beginning to form. The room holds you still. You are still here. The room has not changed. The air mattress rests on the floor in the same place it rested before, its surface holding the faint give of air beneath fabric, patient and soft. The lamp in the corner continues its amber glow, and the rain continues its gentle work against the window. Nothing has shifted. Nothing has hurried forward. You have simply settled deeper into the scene, the way a stone settles deeper into sand when the tide pulls back. The pillow at the head of the air mattress is simple. It is not new, not remarkable, just a pillow that has been used and washed and used again, soft from years of quiet service. Someone, at some point, smoothed it with their palm, pressing the fabric flat, adjusting the corners so they aligned with the edge of the mattress. This was not a task that required thought. It was the kind of motion the hands remember on their own, the way your hands might remember how to fold a towel or close a book. The pillow holds the shape of that care now, a small mound of softness waiting for a head to rest upon it. Let your face soften once more. The muscles around your eyes, so often working without your notice, can release now. The tiny lines at the corners of your eyes can smooth. Your forehead, too, can ease. The skin there becoming slack and still, like a lake when the wind finally stops. There is no need to hold any expression. The room does not see you. The night does not judge you. You are simply here, and your face can be at rest. The sheets on the air mattress are clean. They carry the faint scent of laundry, something mild and familiar, the kind of smell that does not announce itself but simply exists in the background, comforting in its plainness. The fabric is cotton or something like cotton, soft against the skin, cool at first touch, but warming quickly with the heat of a body. If you were to run your hand across the surface, you would feel the gentle weave, the slight texture of threads crossing and recrossing in patterns too small to see. The water glass on the low table holds its half portion of water without urgency. The surface of the water is still, perfectly still, reflecting a small curve of amber light from the lamp. The glass itself is ordinary, the kind found in any kitchen, any apartment, any home where someone once filled it and set it down and forgot about it. It waits there now, patient, in case a hand should reach for it in the night. But no hand reaches. The glass simply rests, and the water simply holds its stillness, and the light simply glows. Your jaw, if you check it now, may have tightened again without your knowing. This is how the jaw works, gathering tension like a pocket gathers dust, slowly, invisibly, until the weight becomes noticeable. Let it release. Let your teeth part by just a sliver. Let the hinge of your jaw loosen like a door left slightly ajar. Your tongue can rest heavy against the bottom of your mouth, soft and unmoving. The muscles beneath your chin can slacken. There is no word you need to speak, no sound you need to make. Only silence and the gentle hum of the refrigerator from the kitchen doorway. The laptop beside the air mattress has dimmed its screen almost to darkness. A faint glow remains along the edges, the barest suggestion of light, like the last pale line of sunset on the horizon after the sun has gone. The machine is quiet. No fan whirs inside it. No notification chimes. It simply rests there, half asleep itself, waiting for nothing, expecting nothing. Once, someone used this laptop to type a message, a simple note to a guest arriving the next day. The message was short. It contained only directions, a welcome, and a small wish for safe travels. Then the screen dimmed, and the laptop was set aside, and the room grew quiet. The rain outside has softened. It still falls, still taps against the window, but the taps have grown gentler now, more spaced apart, like a conversation slowly winding down into comfortable silence. Each drop is a small sound, barely there, but together they create a rhythm that asks nothing of you. You do not need to count the drops. You do not need to follow their pattern. You can simply let them fall, let them tap, let them be the background to your rest. Your shoulders may still carry something, some remnant of the day, some tension you did not know you were holding. Let them drop now, a little further than before, settling downward as though someone has gently pressed them toward the ground. The muscles along the tops of your shoulders can ease. The space between your shoulder blades can widen just slightly, making room for breath, making room for stillness. You are not bracing for anything. There is nothing coming that requires your readiness, only the night and the room and the quiet. Let time stop here for a moment. Let there be no movement forward, no story unfolding, no next thing arriving. Only this room, only this breath. The air mattress holds its shape beneath imagined weight. The sheets smooth and cool, the pillow soft at the head. The lamp glows amber, steady and warm, its light pooling on the floor like something spilled and left to rest. The water glass stands on the low table, its surface catching a small reflection of that light. The laptop is dark, or nearly so. The rain taps against the window, softer now, gentler, each drop a small permission to let go. The refrigerator hums its single note. The distant traffic murmurs. So far away it might be the memory of a city rather than the city itself. The air is cool against your face, and the warmth of the blanket waits near your feet. Your body is heavy. Your body is held. There is nothing to do. There is nowhere to go. Only this room, only this moment, only this breath moving in and out like the tide of a very small, very quiet sea. The folded sheet at the foot of the air mattress has not moved. It lies there in its neat rectangle, edges aligned, fabric smooth, waiting to be unfolded if the night grows cold. But for now it simply waits, patient as everything in this room is patient. Someone folded it earlier, taking care to match corner to corner, smoothing each crease with the flat of their hand. This is the kind of task that does not matter and matters entirely, the kind of small attention that makes a room feel held, feel tended, feel like a place where rest is welcome. Your hands, wherever they rest now, can grow heavier. Let your fingers soften, each one releasing its small grip on nothing. Let your palms open, just slightly, like flowers that have forgotten to close at nightfall. The muscles in your wrists can ease. The tendons along the backs of your hands can slacken. Your hands have worked today, have held things, have moved things, have typed and touched and carried. Now they can simply be still. Now they can simply rest, warm and heavy, asking for nothing. In this room, in this city, there was once a beginning. It was not a loud beginning. It was not announced with trumpets or celebrated with crowds. It was simply a room, an air mattress, a pillow smoothed by someone's hand. A door opened to let a stranger in. A key was left in a place where it could be found. A glass of water was set beside the bed in case the guest grew thirsty in the night. These were the gestures of welcome, small and unremarkable, the kind of hospitality that has existed for as long as people have had doors to open and rooms to share. The work of hosting in those earliest days was quiet work. It was the work of changing sheets and checking locks and writing notes that said simply, welcome. It was the work of noticing when a light bulb needed replacing, when a towel had grown thin, when the pillow had flattened and needed to be fluffed. This work did not feel like building something. It felt like tending something, the way one tends a garden or a fire, with steady attention and no expectation of applause. The lamp's amber light spreads across the floor, touching the edge of the air mattress, the leg of the low table, the corner of the folded sheet. The warmth of that light is a felt thing, a presence in the room, gentle and constant. The air is cool where it meets your face, but beneath the blanket, should you pull it close, warmth waits like a patient friend. Your temples can smooth again. The small muscles at the sides of your head can release their quiet grip. Let the skin there soften. Let the tension drain away like water finding its way downhill, slowly, without effort. The rain continues its gentle patter against the window, each drop a small percussion, a tiny tap that joins the thousands of others to make a sound like whispered conversation. The refrigerator holds its hum, unchanging, a single note that has been playing since before you arrived and will continue playing after you drift away. The distant traffic murmurs on, a soft rumble that rises and falls like breathing, like the rhythm of a city slowly settling into sleep. Your jaw can loosen once more. Your eyes, behind their closed lids, can rest in their sockets, soft and still. Your face can be a mask of peace, held by nothing, expressing nothing, simply resting. The room holds you. The night holds the room. And the rain holds the night, gently, softly, without any need to stop. The air mattress waits on the floor, its surface smooth, its sheets cool and clean. The water glass catches the amber light. The folded sheet lies patient at the foot of the bed, and the room holds its steady hush, a hush that has been here since the beginning and will be here still when morning comes. As your breathing stays calm, the night makes room for the next simple turning point. Before the beginning, you are still here, in the same room, in the same quiet. The air mattress rests on the floor where it has always rested, and the lamp still casts its amber glow across the space like a hand held open in welcome. The rain has steadied now into an even rhythm, neither quickening nor slowing, just a gentle percussion that accompanies the night without demanding attention. The refrigerator hums, the distant traffic murmurs, and you remain here, settling deeper into stillness, deeper into the soft embrace of this small room. Before there was a room like this, before there was an air mattress on the floor and a lamp in the corner and guests arriving with tired eyes, there were simply people, ordinary people, living ordinary lives, not yet knowing that something quiet was taking shape in the background of their days. They were young then, or young enough, with the kind of restlessness that comes from wanting to make something but not yet knowing what. They worked jobs that paid the rent. They lived in apartments that were small and affordable. They stayed up late sometimes, not from worry, but from the particular energy of people who have not yet found their path and are still looking. Let your chest soften now. The muscles across your rib cage, often held tight without your noticing, can begin to release. Imagine your breastbone becoming heavy, sinking gently toward your spine, not with collapse, but with ease. Your breath can move more freely when the chest is soft. Each inhale can fill you a little more deeply, and each exhale can leave you a little more still. There is no need to breathe in any particular way. Simply let the breath come and go as it wishes, like the rain against the window, arriving and departing in its own time. In those early days, there was a city, San Francisco, with its hills and its fog and its particular way of holding light in the late afternoon. The city was expensive even then, and apartments were not easy to find, and those who lived there learned to make do with what they had. A living room became a workspace. A corner became a storage area. A closet became a pantry. People adapted. People made room where there seemed to be none. This was simply how things were, and no one thought much of it. One of them, or perhaps more than one, had grown up in circumstances that were neither remarkable nor difficult. A childhood somewhere, in a place with trees or without them, with siblings or without, with the kind of parents who did their best and worried in the usual ways. There were schools attended, and books read, and meals eaten at kitchen tables. There were summer jobs, perhaps, mowing lawns or shelving groceries or answering phones in small offices where the air conditioner hummed all day long. These were the ordinary ingredients of an ordinary life, the kind of life that does not announce itself as preparation for anything in particular. Your belly can soften now. The muscles there, so often engaged in holding and protecting, can release their quiet vigilance. Let your abdomen become loose and warm, rising and falling with each breath like a small tide. The organs within you are doing their slow, patient work, and they do not need your conscious attention. They simply continue, as they always have, steady and unhurried, asking nothing of you but the breath you are already giving them. Meanwhile, in the background of these ordinary lives, small skills were being gathered. One of them learned to build things on computers, to write code that made ideas into realities on a screen. Another learned to design, to understand how shapes and colors and spaces could make people feel welcome or confused. A third learned to talk to people, to listen, to understand what someone needed even when they did not say it directly. These skills did not seem connected at the time. They were just the things people learned, because learning was what you did, because work required it, because curiosity led there. The lamp in the corner has not flickered. It continues its steady amber glow, painting the room in tones of warmth and shadow. The light reaches the edge of the air mattress and stops there, as though respecting a boundary, leaving the far corners of the room in comfortable darkness. You can feel the warmth of that light even now, a gentle presence that asks nothing, that simply offers itself to the room and everything in it. In time, they found themselves together, not by grand design, but by the kind of accident that happens in cities, where people meet through friends of friends, through shared apartments, through conversations at gatherings, where no one remembers who invited whom. They discovered that they got along. They discovered that they thought about things in similar ways, or in complementary ways, which was perhaps even better. They began to talk about ideas, the way people do when they are young, and still believe that ideas can become real if you work at them long enough. Your lower back can release now. The muscles there, which carry so much of the body's burden, can begin to let go. Imagine the small of your back sinking into whatever surface supports you, the curve of your spine finding ease, the vertebrae settling into alignment without effort. Your hips, too, can soften. Let them grow heavy. Let them widen slightly. Let them release any tension they have gathered from sitting or standing or walking through the hours of the day. The body knows how to rest. It simply needs permission. The room they lived in was not so different from the room you rest in now. A living room with enough space for a couch and not much else. A kitchen, just off to the side, small and functional. A window that looked out on the city or on another building or on nothing in particular. The rent was due at the beginning of each month, and sometimes they wondered how they would pay it, and then they paid it and wondered again the next month. This was the rhythm of their lives, steady and unremarkable, punctuated by late nights and early mornings, and the occasional small triumph. One evening, or perhaps it was late at night, one of them noticed something. A corner of the living room, empty, unused, just a patch of floor where nothing sat. The kind of space you walk past every day without seeing, because it holds nothing that requires attention. But that night, for whatever reason, the space was noticed. And with the noticing came a thought, quiet and simple, arriving without announcement. Someone could sleep there. Let time pause here. Let the story wait, patient as the room itself, while you simply rest in this moment. The air mattress holds its shape on the floor, surface smooth, sheets cool and clean. The lamp glows amber, steady and warm, its light a pool of comfort on the wooden floor. The water glass stands on the low table, half full, reflecting a small curve of light. The folded sheet lies at the foot of the mattress, undisturbed, edges aligned with quiet precision. The rain falls against the window in its even rhythm, each drop a small tap, a tiny permission to let go. The refrigerator hums its single note. The distant traffic murmurs like a lullaby sung by the city itself. Your breath moves in and out, slow and easy. Your body is heavy. Your body is held. There is no forward movement needed here. Only this room. Only this quiet. Only this breath. The thought, once it arrived, did not leave. Someone could sleep there. It was such a simple idea, barely an idea at all, more like an observation. The kind of thing you might say aloud to a roommate while folding laundry or washing dishes, not expecting it to lead anywhere. But something about it stayed. Something about it felt worth considering. Worth turning over in the mind the way you might turn over a smooth stone found on a beach, examining it from different angles, feeling its weight in your palm. There was a conference coming to the city they remembered. Or maybe they learned of it later. It does not matter when exactly. What matters is that hotels were full, or nearly full, and people were looking for places to stay. Ordinary people coming to the city for a few days, needing nothing more than a roof and a bed and a door that locked. The kind of guests who would not expect luxury, who would be grateful for simplicity, who would arrive tired and leave rested and think nothing more of it. Your spine can lengthen now, gently, as though each vertebra is finding a little more space, a little more room to breathe. Imagine the column of your spine as a stack of smooth stones, balanced perfectly, each one resting on the one below with no effort at all. From the base of your skull to the curve of your lower back, let the spine settle into its natural alignment, supported by the surface beneath you, held by the quiet gravity of rest. And so they began to prepare, not with fanfare, not with planning documents or business meetings, but with the simple work of making a space ready for someone else. They cleared the corner of the living room. They found an air mattress, the kind that inflates with a small pump, affordable and practical. They covered it with sheets, smoothing the fabric with their palms, the way someone smooths a tablecloth before guests arrive. They added a pillow, a blanket, a small towel folded at the foot. These were the gestures of hospitality, ancient and universal, the same gestures that have welcomed travelers for thousands of years. The work was quiet. It happened at night, after the jobs of the day were done, in the hours when the city grew still and the only sounds were the hum of appliances and the distant murmur of traffic. One of them adjusted the lamp, turning it so the light fell more softly on the pillow. Another checked that the window closed properly, that no draft would disturb a sleeping guest. A third wrote a small note on a piece of paper, something welcoming, something kind, and left it on the low table beside a glass of water. Let your hips release a little more, settling into the surface that holds you. Let your belly rise and fall with each breath, soft and unhurried. Let your lower back find its ease, the muscles there finally letting go of whatever they have been holding. Your chest is open, your spine is long, your body is a vessel for rest, and the night is filling it slowly, gently, like water filling a bowl. The idea of what they were doing, if they had tried to name it then, would have sounded too plain to be important. They were offering a place to sleep. They were opening their home to strangers. They were doing what people had done for centuries. In villages and cities and farmhouses and apartments, wherever there was a spare corner and a willing host, the notion that this could become something larger, something that would spread beyond their small room, was not yet present. They were simply tending to a task, the way one tends to any task, with attention and care, and no expectation of applause. The rain continues against the window, steady and even, a rhythm that has accompanied the night from the beginning. The lamp glows amber in the corner, patient and warm. The air mattress rests on the floor, ready now, waiting for a guest who has not yet arrived but who will arrive in time, with tired eyes and a grateful heart. The water glass stands on the low table, half full, still as a mirror. The folded sheet lies at the foot of the mattress, undisturbed. The laptop rests nearby, its screen dim, waiting for nothing, and the room holds its steady hush, the hush of a space that has been prepared with care, the hush of a place where rest is welcome. Beneath the warm table lamp's amber glow, the story eases forward, as quietly as a slow breath. Small tasks, repeated. You are still here. The room has not changed, and you have not needed to go anywhere. The air mattress rests on the floor in its familiar place, and the lamp continues its amber glow from the corner, casting warmth across the space in a pool of soft light. The rain falls against the window in its steady rhythm, neither hurrying nor slowing, and the refrigerator hums its quiet note from the kitchen doorway. You have been here all along, settling deeper with each breath, and the room continues to hold you without effort. In the small apartment, in those early days, the work was simple. It was the work of preparing a space, then preparing it again, then preparing it once more. Each time a guest was expected, the same tasks were repeated, not because they were difficult, but because they were necessary. The air mattress needed inflating. The sheets needed smoothing. The pillow needed adjusting. These were not grand undertakings. They were the small, quiet labors of hospitality, repeated until they became as natural as breathing. Let your chest soften now if it has gathered any tightness since last you checked. The muscles across your rib cage can release, allowing your breath to move more freely, more deeply. Imagine your breastbone settling toward your spine, not with collapse, but with the gentle weight of ease. Your lungs can expand without effort. Your heart can beat its steady rhythm without hurry. The chest is a space for breath and for life, and when it softens, both can flow more freely. The air mattress, when deflated, was not much to look at. A folded piece of plastic and fabric, compact enough to fit in a closet or slide beneath a bed. But when the pump was attached and the switch was flipped, the mattress began to take shape. Slowly, with a soft mechanical hum, it filled with air, rising from the floor like bread rising in an oven, gradual and patient. The sound of the pump was not loud. It was a steady whir, almost soothing in its constancy, and when the mattress was full, the pump clicked off, and the room grew quiet again. One of them would kneel beside the mattress then, running a palm across the surface to check for firmness. Not too soft, not too hard. Just right for a body to rest upon. The fabric was smooth beneath the hand, slightly cool, with the faint smell of newness that plastic carries before it has been used many times. This checking was not strictly necessary, but it was done anyway, because doing it felt like care, and care was what they wanted to offer. Your belly can release now. Let the muscles there grow soft and loose, rising and falling with each breath like a small tide coming in and going out. The organs within you continue their quiet work, steady and unhurried, asking nothing of your attention. Your abdomen is a place of warmth and stillness, and when you let it soften, the whole body can settle a little deeper into rest. The sheets were next. Always the same sheets, washed between each guest, dried in a machine, or hung on a line if the weather was kind. They were simple sheets, white or nearly white, the kind you might find in any home, soft from many washings. One of them would unfold the fitted sheet first, stretching it over the corners of the mattress, tucking it beneath the edges so it lay smooth and flat. Then the top sheet, spread across the surface, its edges hanging evenly on both sides. The hands that did this work moved without thinking, the way hands move when they have done a task so many times that the body remembers on its own. The pillow came next. A simple pillow, neither too firm nor too soft, covered in a clean pillowcase that matched the sheets or did not match. It hardly mattered. Someone would place it at the head of the mattress, then smooth it with their palm, pressing gently to shape it, to make it inviting. This smoothing of the pillow was a kind of ritual, a small gesture of welcome that no guest would ever see, but that mattered anyway. It was the difference between a space that was merely functional and a space that was cared for. Let time rest here for a moment. Let the story pause, patient as the room itself, while you simply breathe. The air mattress holds its shape on the floor, sheets smooth, pillow soft at the head. The lamp glows amber in the corner, its light a steady presence that asks nothing of you. The water glass stands on the low table, still and quiet, holding its small portion of water like a secret kept safe. The folded sheet lies at the foot of the mattress, edges aligned, undisturbed. The rain taps against the window, each drop a small sound, a tiny permission. The refrigerator hums. The traffic murmurs in the distance. Your body is heavy. Your breath is slow. There is nothing to do here, nothing to solve, nothing to prepare for. Only this room. Only this stillness. Only this moment, held gently in the palm of the night. In time, they began to notice small things that could be improved. Not problems exactly, but opportunities for a little more care. The towel, for instance. At first, they simply left a towel on the bathroom rack, clean and ready. But then one of them thought to fold it differently, to place it at the foot of the air mattress, where a guest could see it immediately upon arriving. A small change, a tiny adjustment, but it meant that a tired traveler would not have to search for a towel, would not have to wonder if one had been provided. The towel would simply be there, waiting, a quiet assurance that someone had thought of them. Your lower back can release now. The muscles there, which carry so much of the body's daily burden, can begin to let go. Imagine the small of your back sinking into whatever surface holds you, the curve of your spine finding its natural ease. There is no need to hold yourself rigid. The surface beneath you is doing the work of holding. You can simply rest upon it, trusting it to support you, trusting your body to find its own comfort. The lamp, too, became part of the ritual. One of them noticed that the overhead light was too bright, too harsh for a guest arriving late at night with tired eyes. And so they began to use the table lamp instead, the one in the corner, with its amber glow and its soft warmth. Before each guest arrived, someone would turn on the lamp and turn off the overhead light, adjusting the angle so the glow fell gently on the pillow, welcoming without glaring. This adjustment took only seconds, but it changed the feeling of the room entirely, transforming it from a space that was merely lit to a space that was warm. The note was another small experiment. At first, there was no note at all, just a verbal welcome when the guest arrived. A few words exchanged at the door before everyone retired to their separate resting places. But then one of them thought to write something down, a few lines on a piece of paper, something the guest could read at their own pace, in their own time. Welcome. Help yourself to water. The bathroom is down the hall. Rest well. Simple words, plain words, but words that said, without saying it directly, that someone had thought of them, that someone cared. Let your hips soften now. Let them grow heavy against the surface beneath you, widening slightly, releasing any tension they have gathered. The hip joints are places where much is held, where the weight of the upper body meets the support of the lower. When they release, the whole body can settle more deeply, the way a house settles into its foundation, finding its true rest. The photograph came later, after the first few guests had come and gone. Someone realized that a picture might help, a simple image of the space that could be shared with people who were considering staying. And so one evening, when the light was soft and the room was tidy, one of them took out a camera and captured the scene. The air mattress with its smooth sheets, the lamp glowing amber in the corner, the pillow freshly smoothed, the water glass on the low table. It was not a professional photograph. It was not staged or styled. It was simply an honest image of a simple space, offered without pretense. This practice of taking photos, of sharing images of the space, became part of the routine. Each time the sheets were changed, each time the pillow was smoothed, there was an awareness that someone might see this space before arriving, might decide to come based on this image of warmth and welcome. And so the care that went into preparing the room deepened, became more intentional, not because anyone was watching, but because the possibility of being seen made the care feel more real. Your spine can lengthen gently, each vertebra finding a little more space, a little more ease, from the base of your skull to the curve of your lower back. Let the spine settle into alignment, supported by the surface beneath you, held by gravity and by rest. The spine is the body's central column, and when it is at ease, the whole body can be at ease. In time, the words on the simple website were adjusted too. One of them would sit with the laptop, the same laptop that now rests dim and quiet beside the air mattress, and read through the description of the space. A word changed here. A phrase softened there. Cozy instead of small. Central instead of close to downtown. These were tiny adjustments, barely noticeable, but they mattered. They were part of the slow, patient work of learning how to welcome strangers, how to make a space feel inviting even through words on a screen. The idea that this small effort could grow into something larger, something that might spread beyond their apartment, began to take shape slowly. It was not a sudden realization. It was more like a sunrise, gradual and gentle. The light increasing so slowly that you could not say exactly when day had replaced night. They noticed that guests seemed grateful. They noticed that the work, though repetitive, felt meaningful. They noticed that there was something satisfying in the simple tasks of hospitality, in the folding and smoothing and adjusting that made a stranger feel at home. The rain continues its steady rhythm against the window, each drop a small tap, a tiny percussion that asks nothing of you. The lamp glows amber in the corner, patient and warm. The air mattress rests on the floor, sheets smooth, pillow soft, waiting for rest that has already begun. The water glass stands on the low table, still and quiet. The folded sheet lies undisturbed at the foot of the mattress. Your chest is soft, your belly is loose, your lower back has found its ease, your hips are heavy and still, your spine is long and supported. The room holds you, and the night holds the room, and the rain holds the night gently in its steady, unhurried rhythm. In this same familiar room, the next part comes gently, and nothing needs to be hurried. Lights turning on one by one. You are still here, in the same quiet room, in the same gentle stillness. The air mattress rests on the floor where it has always rested, patient and soft, its sheets smooth and its pillow waiting. The lamp in the corner continues its amber glow, unchanged, casting warmth across the space in a pool of light that reaches the edge of the mattress and stops there, respectful of the shadows. The rain has eased slightly now, its drops more spaced apart, each tap against the window, a small, distinct sound, followed by a breath of silence. The refrigerator hums, the distant traffic murmurs, and you remain here, held by the room, held by the night, settling deeper with each slow breath. In time, without any single moment that could be called a turning point, the small experiment began to grow. It did not grow quickly. It did not grow in the way that headlines describe, with sudden leaps and dramatic announcements. It grew the way a garden grows, slowly, steadily, one small addition at a time, until what had been a single plant became a row, and what had been a row became a patch, and what had been a patch became something that could almost be called a garden. Let your chest soften now, if any tightness has gathered there since last you checked. The muscles across your rib cage can release, making room for breath, making space for ease. Imagine your breastbone settling gently toward your spine, not collapsing, but simply resting, finding its natural weight. Your lungs can expand without effort. Your heart can beat its steady rhythm, unhurried, unworried. The chest is the seat of breath, and when it softens, the whole body can breathe more freely. The messages were part of the growth. Each time someone considered staying in the small apartment, there was a message to be written. A reply to a question about the neighborhood. A note explaining where to find parking. A confirmation that yes, the air mattress would be ready, the sheets would be clean, the lamp would be on. These messages were not difficult to write. They were simple exchanges, practical and brief, the kind of correspondence that happens whenever one person offers something and another person accepts. But they added up. Each message was a small thread, and the threads began to weave together into something larger. One of them would sit with the laptop in the evening, the same laptop that now rests dim and quiet beside the air mattress, and scroll through the messages that had arrived during the day. Some ask about the price. Some ask about the location. Some asked whether pets were allowed, or whether the space was quiet, or whether there was a place to store luggage. Each question was answered with care, not because the answers were complicated, but because care was what they wanted to offer. A question deserved an answer. A stranger deserved attention. This was the simple ethic that guided the work. Your belly can release now. Let the muscles there grow soft and loose, rising and falling with each breath like the surface of a calm lake when a small breeze passes over it. The organs within you continue their patient work, steady and silent, needing nothing from your conscious mind. Your abdomen is a place of warmth and quiet, and when it softens, the whole body can settle deeper into rest. The check-in notes became more detailed over time. At first, they were simple, just a few words of welcome and a reminder of where to find the bathroom. But as more guests arrived, as more questions were asked and answered, the notes grew. A line was added about the best coffee shop nearby. Another line explained which light switch controlled the lamp in the corner. Another offered the password for the internet, written carefully so no letter could be mistaken. These additions were not dramatic. They were incremental, each one a response to something a guest had needed. Each one a small improvement that made the next stay a little smoother. The cleaning routines, too, became more refined. At first, cleaning meant simply tidying the space, running a cloth over surfaces, ensuring the sheets were fresh. But in time, a rhythm developed. The mattress was wiped down with a damp cloth before each new guest. The water glass was washed and refilled, placed precisely on the low table where it would catch the lamplight. The folded sheet at the foot of the mattress was checked for wrinkles, refolded if necessary, its edges aligned with quiet precision. These routines were not recorded anywhere. They were simply known, passed from one task to the next, becoming habit through repetition. Let time pause here. Let the story wait. patient as the lamp in the corner, while you simply rest in this moment. The air mattress holds its shape on the floor, surface smooth, pillow soft. The lamp glows amber, steady and warm, its light pooling on the wooden floor like honey poured slowly from a jar. The water glass stands on the low table, half full, still as a held breath. The folded sheet lies at the foot of the mattress, undisturbed, its edges aligned. The rain taps against the window, softer now, each drop a small permission to let go. The refrigerator hums its single note, constant and comforting. The distant traffic murmurs, far away, like a conversation happening in another room. Your breath moves in and out, slow and easy. Your body is heavy. Your body is held. There is no forward movement needed here. Only this room, only this quiet, only this breath arriving and departing in its own unhurried time. Somewhere along the way, listings began to appear in more places. Not all at once, but gradually, quietly, like lights turning on one by one in a neighborhood at dusk. A listing here in another part of the city, a listing there in another city entirely. Each one represented someone who had decided to try what the small apartment had tried, to open a door, to offer a space, to welcome a stranger with clean sheets and a warm lamp. The idea was traveling, not through advertising or announcement, but through the simple fact of people telling other people, of one host mentioning it to a friend, of one guest going home and thinking they might try the same. Your lower back can release now. The muscles there, which carry so much of the body's weight and worry, can begin to let go. Imagine the small of your back sinking into whatever surface supports you, the curve of your spine finding its natural ease. There is no need to hold yourself rigid. The night does not require your vigilance. You can simply rest, trusting the surface beneath you, trusting your body to find its own comfort. The photographs continued to matter. Each new listing needed images, and the images needed to show what words could not quite capture. A bed made with care, a window that let in light, a corner that felt cozy rather than cramped. One of them would sometimes spend an hour adjusting the angle of a lamp, moving a chair a few inches, smoothing a blanket until it draped just so, all for the sake of a photograph that would help a stranger imagine themselves resting there. This work was quiet. It was patient. It was the kind of work that no one would ever praise, because no one would ever know it had been done. but it mattered. Each image was an invitation, and invitations deserved care. The listing descriptions were refined too, word by word, phrase by phrase. Someone would read through a description and notice that a sentence felt clunky, that a word could be softer, that a phrase could be more welcoming. Located near public transit became an easy walk to the train. Includes basic amenities became everything you need for a comfortable stay. These changes were small, almost invisible, but they added up. The descriptions became warmer, more human, more like a friend explaining their home than a stranger advertising a product. Let your hips soften now. Let them grow heavy against the surface beneath you, widening slightly, releasing any grip they have held. The hip joints are places of connection, where the upper body meets the lower, where movement and stillness negotiate their balance. When they release, the whole body can settle more deeply, the way water settles when you stop stirring it, finding its natural level. Growth, when it comes quietly, does not feel like growth. It feels like ordinary days following ordinary days, each one much like the one before. A message answered. A room prepared. A guest welcomed. A key returned. The rhythms of hospitality, repeated without fanfare, without any sense that they were building towards something. And yet they were. Each small task was a brick, and the bricks were stacking, and something was taking shape, even if no one could quite see it yet. They found a little more support somewhere along the way, enough to keep the work steady and unhurried, enough to add a few small improvements to the website to make the messages easier to manage, to help more people find the listings that were appearing across the city and beyond. This support did not arrive with trumpets. It arrived quietly, like a friend offering to help carry groceries, practical and unassuming. It allowed the work to continue, and that was enough. Your spine can lengthen gently, each vertebra finding its place, settling into alignment with the ones above and below. From the base of your skull to the curve of your lower back, let the spine rest in its natural shape, supported by the surface beneath you, held by gravity and by ease. The spine is the body's central axis, and when it is at rest, the whole body can be at rest. The turning points, if they could be called that, were not dramatic. They were moments like any other, distinguished only by what came after. A message from someone in a city far away asking how they might list their own spare room. A guest who stayed for a night and then mentioned the experience to a colleague, who mentioned it to a friend, who decided to try it themselves. A small article in a newspaper, brief and easily overlooked, that nonetheless brought a handful of new visitors to the simple website. Each of these moments was ordinary when it happened. It was only later, looking back, that they could be seen as turns in a longer road. The rain continues against the window, softer now, its drops more spaced, each one a small tap, followed by a breath of quiet. The lamp glows amber in the corner, patient and warm, its light unchanged. The air mattress rests on the floor, sheet smooth, pillow soft at the head. The water glass stands on the low table, still and quiet, holding its reflection of the lamplight. The folded sheet lies undisturbed at the foot of the mattress, edges aligned, waiting for nothing. Your chest is soft, your belly is loose, your lower back has found its ease, your hips are heavy and still, your spine is long and supported. The room holds you without effort, and the night holds the room, and somewhere outside the window, the city is settling into its own quiet rest. And with the water glass, folded sheet, and laptop still where they belong, the story naturally softens toward the next quiet moment. The patience of ordinary days. You are still here, in the same room, in the same gentle quiet. The air mattress rests on the floor in its familiar place, patient and soft, its sheet smooth and cool. The lamp in the corner continues its amber glow, casting warmth across the space without flickering, without change. The rain has grown softer still, falling in a steady, gentle rhythm with occasional pauses, as though the sky itself is catching its breath between drops. The refrigerator hums, the distant traffic murmurs, and you remain here, held by the room, held by the night, settling deeper into stillness with each slow, easy breath. Not every season was the same. There were times when the messages came frequently, when the air mattress was prepared and used and prepared again in a steady rhythm that felt almost musical. And there were other times, slower times, when days passed without a single inquiry, when the room sat quiet and empty, waiting for a guest who had not yet decided to come. These slower seasons were not failures. They were simply part of the rhythm, the way winter is part of the year, the way silence is part of a conversation. They required patience, and patience was given. Let your thighs soften now. The large muscles there, which carry you through the walking and standing and climbing of each day, can begin to release their grip. Imagine the front of your thighs growing heavy, sinking toward the surface beneath you. Imagine the back of your thighs, those muscles that so often go unnoticed, loosening and spreading, finding ease. Your thighs do not need to hold you up right now. They do not need to carry you anywhere. They can simply rest, heavy and warm, like logs settled beside a quiet fire. During the slower times, there was space for reflection, space to look at the small listing and wonder if something could be said more clearly, space to read through past messages and notice which questions had been asked most often, which details had been missing, which words had caused confusion. This reflection was not anxious. It was the calm, unhurried kind of thinking that happens when there is time, when the pressure of constant activity has lifted, when the mind can wander without urgency. One of them would sometimes sit with the laptop, the same laptop that now rests dim beside the air mattress, and make small corrections. A sentence that had been confusing was rewritten. A detail that guests kept asking about was added to the listing. A photograph that no longer represented the space accurately was replaced with a new one. These corrections were not dramatic. They were the quiet maintenance that keeps anything running smoothly. The way you might tighten a loose screw or wipe dust from a shelf. Not because something is broken, but because care is an ongoing practice. Your knees can release now. The joints there, so often bent and straightened throughout the day, can rest in whatever position they have found. Imagine the small space behind each knee softening, the ligaments and tendons loosening their quiet tension. Your knees do not need to hold anything together right now. They can simply be still, cradled by the surface beneath you, warm and unburdened. The checklists grew clearer over time. At first, the preparation for each guest was held in memory, a mental list that someone would run through while tidying the space. But as the work continued, as more guests came and went, the list became written. A piece of paper kept in a drawer with simple reminders. Check the sheets, refill the water glass, adjust the lamp, leave the note, confirm the check-in time. This written list was not strict or demanding. It was a gentle guide, a way of ensuring that nothing important was forgotten, that each guest received the same steady care regardless of how many had come before. The lamp in the corner does not waver. Its amber glow continues, pooling on the floor, reaching the edge of the air mattress, touching the leg of the low table. The light is warm on the eyes, warm in the room, a presence that asks nothing but offers everything. You can feel that warmth now, even in your imagination, a soft radiance that settles over the space like a blanket made of light. Let time rest here. Let there be no forward movement, no story unfolding, no next thing arriving. Only this room, only this breath. The air mattress holds its shape on the floor, surface smooth, sheets cool and clean. The pillow rests at the head, soft and undisturbed. The lamp glows amber, steady and patient, its light a pool of comfort on the wooden floor. The water glass stands on the low table, still as held breath, catching a small curve of light. The folded sheet lies at the foot of the mattress, edges aligned, waiting for nothing. The rain falls softly against the window, sometimes pausing, sometimes resuming, each drop a tiny tap, a small permission. The refrigerator hums its single note. The distant traffic murmurs like a lullaby. Your body is heavy, your breath is slow, your legs are warm and still. There is nothing to solve here, nothing to fix, nothing to prepare for. Only this room, only this quiet, only this moment, held gently by the night. Patient hospitality became the guiding principle, even if no one called it that. It was simply the way things were done. When a guest had a question, it was answered without hurry. When a concern arose, it was addressed with care. When someone was running late, when their arrival time shifted, when the plans changed in small ways, the response was always the same: patience, understanding, a willingness to adjust without complaint. This patience was not difficult to offer because it was not demanded. It simply flowed from the recognition that guests were people, that people had lives that were sometimes unpredictable, that kindness cost nothing and was worth everything. Let your calves soften now. The muscles there, curved and firm from the work of walking and standing, can begin to release. Imagine them loosening, spreading slightly, growing heavy against whatever surface holds them. The calves carry you forward through each day, but right now there is nowhere to go. Right now, they can simply rest, warm and slack, like ropes coiled at the end of a long journey. There were moments when adjustments needed to be made, not because something had gone wrong exactly, but because something could be better. A towel that had grown thin from too many washings was replaced with a new one, soft and absorbent. A light bulb that had started to flicker was changed before it could burn out entirely. The air mattress itself, after many guests and many nights, was eventually replaced with a new one, firmer and more supportive. These replacements were not urgent. They were gradual, one thing at a time, part of the ongoing work of keeping a space welcoming. The values that guided the work were simple. Treat guests as you would want to be treated. Offer what you would want to find. Keep promises. Answer questions. Be honest about what the space was and was not. These values were not written in a mission statement or displayed on a wall. They were simply practiced, day after day, guest after guest, until they became as natural as the routines of preparation, as familiar as the smoothing of the pillow or the filling of the water glass. Your ankles can release now. The joints there, which flex and point and carry the weight of each step, can rest in their natural position. Imagine the tendons around each ankle loosening, the small bones settling into place, held by nothing but ease. Your ankles have done their work today. They have pivoted and adjusted and balanced. Now they can simply be still, warm and heavy, quiet in their rest. Staying the course meant continuing when the messages slowed, when the guests became fewer, when it would have been easy to wonder whether the effort was worthwhile. But the effort always felt worthwhile because each guest who arrived was a person who needed rest, and each clean sheet and filled water glass was a small gift offered without expectation of return. The work was its own reward, in a way, not because it was glamorous, but because it was useful, because it served a purpose, because someone, somewhere, slept better because of it. The rain continues its soft rhythm against the window, sometimes falling, sometimes pausing, each drop a small sound in the larger quiet of the night. The lamp glows on, amber and steady, patient as it has always been. The refrigerator hums its constant note. The distant traffic has grown even softer now, a murmur that is almost indistinguishable from silence. Let your feet soften now. The soles of your feet, which press against the ground with each step, can release their tension. Imagine the arches of your feet flattening slightly, easing, letting go of the grip they hold all day long. The balls of your feet can grow heavy. The heels can sink into whatever surface holds them. Your feet have carried you far today, and now they can rest, warm and still, grateful for the pause. Your toes, too, can release. Each small digit, so often curled or gripped inside shoes, can spread slightly, finding space, finding ease. Imagine each toe softening one by one, from the largest to the smallest, letting go of whatever tension it has held. Your toes are warm. Your toes are still. They ask for nothing and hold nothing. They simply rest at the far edge of your body, quiet and content. The values of hospitality are old values, older than any business or website or listing. They are the values of every host who has ever prepared a room for a traveler, every innkeeper who has ever left a candle burning in a window, every friend who has ever made up a spare bed and said simply, "Rest here. You are welcome." These values do not change with time. They do not become outdated or unfashionable. They are as constant as the lamp in the corner, as steady as the hum of the refrigerator, as patient as the rain falling against the window in the deep hours of the night. The air mattress rests on the floor, its surface smooth, its sheets cool and clean. The pillow waits at the head, soft and welcoming. The water glass stands on the low table, holding its small reflection of amber light. The folded sheet lies undisturbed at the foot of the mattress, edges aligned with quiet precision. The room holds its steady hush, a hush that has been here since the beginning and will be here still when morning finally comes. Your thighs are heavy. Your knees are at rest. Your calves have loosened. Your ankles are still. Your feet are warm, and your toes have released their grip. The lower half of your body has found its ease, sinking into the surface that holds you, trusting the night to carry you forward. With cool air and warm blanket resting around you, the next theme draws near with no pressure at all. The gentle hum of what continues. You are still here. The room has not changed, and you have not needed to go anywhere. The air mattress rests on the floor in its familiar place, patient and soft, holding its shape the way it has held it all along. The lamp in the corner continues its amber glow, steady and warm, casting light across the space without flicker or fade. The rain has softened to a fine drizzle now, barely audible against the window, more a feeling than a sound. The refrigerator hums. The distant traffic has grown quieter still, almost absent, and you remain here, held by the room, held by the night, settling deeper into stillness with each slow, unhurried breath. In time, the work found its rhythm. Not a new rhythm, but a deeper one, a groove worn smooth by repetition. the way a path through a meadow becomes clearer the more it is walked. The messages arrived and were answered. The rooms were prepared and occupied and prepared again. The sheets were washed and dried and folded. The water glasses were filled and emptied, and filled again. These were the everyday moments, unremarkable in themselves, but together they formed a kind of quiet success, a steady hum of hospitality that continued day after day without fanfare or interruption. Let your thighs soften once more. The muscles there, large and strong, can release whatever tension has returned since last you checked. Imagine the front of your thighs growing heavy, sinking toward the surface beneath you, warm and slack. Imagine the back of your thighs loosening, spreading slightly, finding ease against whatever holds them. Your thighs do not need to carry you anywhere right now. They can simply rest, heavy and warm, like sandbags settled by a door to keep out the cold. The hosts, wherever they were, developed their own routines. In apartments across the city and beyond, people learned the small choreography of welcome, the checking of supplies, the folding of towels, the adjusting of lamps, the writing of notes that said, in their own way, "You are welcome here. Rest well." These routines were not identical from place to place. Each host had their own variation, their own particular touches, but they shared a common thread, a quiet understanding that hospitality was made of small gestures repeated with care. The guests, too, found their own rhythms. A traveler arriving late at night would set down their bag, look around the room, and feel something settle inside them. The bed was made. The lamp was on, the water glass was full, everything was as it should be. They did not need to think about what came next. They simply needed to rest, and the room was ready to receive them. This readiness, this preparation, was a gift offered without words, understood without explanation. Your knees can release now. The joints there, hinges of the body, can rest in whatever position they have found. Imagine the small space behind each knee softening, the ligaments loosening their quiet grip. Your knees have bent and straightened countless times today, carrying you from place to place. Now they can be still, cradled by the surface beneath you, warm and unburdened, asking for nothing. The idea had traveled further than the apartment ever could. Somewhere, in places far from San Francisco, in cities and towns and villages that the original hosts had never seen, rooms were being prepared for guests. Air mattresses or proper beds, spare rooms, or entire homes, each one a small node in a network that had grown without anyone quite planning it. But this broader reach was hazy, indistinct, like a mountain range seen through morning fog. What remained clear, what remained tangible, was the room in front of you. The air mattress, the lamp, the rain, the quiet. Let time pause here. Let the story wait, patient as the lamp, while you simply rest in this moment. The air mattress holds its shape on the floor, surface smooth, sheets cool and clean. The pillow rests at the head, soft and undisturbed, still holding the shape of careful hands that smoothed it. The lamp glows amber in the corner, its light a pool of warmth on the wooden floor. The water glass stands on the low table, still as held breath, half full, catching a small curve of light. The folded sheet lies at the foot of the mattress, edges aligned, waiting for nothing. The drizzle falls softly against the window, so fine it is almost silence, almost just the memory of rain. The refrigerator hums its single note. The distant traffic has faded to nearly nothing. Your body is heavy. Your breath is slow. Your legs are warm and still. There is nothing to solve here. Nothing to anticipate. Nothing to prepare for. Only this room. Only this quiet. Only this breath, moving in and out like a tide that never hurries. The everyday moments were where success lived, not in numbers or announcements, but in the small, repeated acts that made someone feel at home. A host waking early to check that the coffee was ready. A guest leaving a note of thanks on the pillow before departing. A key placed under a mat found exactly where it was promised to be. These moments did not make headlines. They did not accumulate into stories that could be easily told, but they were the substance of the work, the marrow of it, the thing that made it matter. Let your calves soften now. The muscles there, curved and capable, can release their tension. Imagine them loosening, growing heavy, spreading slightly against whatever surface holds them. Your calves have propelled you forward through the day, pushing off with each step, carrying you from here to there. Now they can simply rest, warm and slack, like ropes laid down at the end of a long day's work. There was a steadiness to it all, a reliability. A guest could arrive knowing what to expect, and what they expected was what they found. The room would be clean. The bed would be made. The lamp would be on. The welcome would be genuine. This consistency was not automatic. It was earned through attention, through the small corrections and adjustments that had accumulated over time, through the patience of ordinary days and the quiet discipline of showing up again and again to do the work of hospitality. The lamp in the corner has not changed. It glows amber still, steady and warm, its light reaching across the floor to touch the edge of the air mattress. The light is patient. The light is kind. It does not demand attention. It simply offers itself the way a good host offers a room, without expectation, without condition, simply because offering is what it does. Your ankles can release now. The joints there, small but essential, can rest in their natural position. Imagine the tendons around each ankle loosening, the bones settling into alignment, held by nothing but ease. Your ankles have flexed and pointed and pivoted throughout the day, adjusting to each step, each surface, each shift in balance. Now they can be still, warm and quiet, grateful for the pause. Success, when it is quiet, does not announce itself. It does not arrive with confetti or applause. It simply exists, steady and unremarkable, like the hum of the refrigerator or the glow of the lamp. The hosts who had started with a single air mattress in a San Francisco apartment could look around now and see that something had grown, not because they had pushed it to grow, but because they had tended it day after day with the same care they had offered from the beginning. The smoothing of pillows, the filling of water glasses, the writing of notes that said welcome. Let your feet soften now. The soles of your feet, which meet the ground with each step, can release their tension. Imagine the arches flattening slightly, easing, letting go of the grip they have held all day. The balls of your feet can grow heavy. The heels can sink into whatever surface holds them. Your feet have carried you through hours and miles, and now they can rest, warm and still, at the far end of your body, asking for nothing. The guests came and went, each one a brief visitor in the story of the room. Some stayed for a single night. Some stayed for several. Some left reviews that used words like comfortable and welcoming and exactly what I needed. These words were not grand. They were not effusive. But they were enough. They were the evidence that the small gestures mattered, that the care had been felt, that the hospitality had landed where it was meant to land. Your toes can release now. Each small digit, so often curled or gripped, can spread slightly, finding space, finding ease. Imagine each toe softening one by one, from the largest to the smallest, letting go of whatever tension it has held. Your toes are warm. Your toes are still. They rest at the very edge of your body, quiet and content, like small pebbles settled at the shore of a calm lake. The broader reach of the idea remained in the background, hazy and indistinct. Somewhere, listings existed in cities across the world. Somewhere, travelers were finding rooms, and hosts were preparing spaces, and the quiet work of hospitality was continuing in 1,000 different variations. But that broader reach was not the point. The point was here, in this room, in this moment, in the air mattress on the floor, and the lamp in the corner, and the rain falling softly against the window. The point was the feeling of rest, offered and received, again and again, in an endless, gentle repetition. The air mattress rests on the floor, its surface smooth, its sheets cool and clean. The pillow waits at the head, soft and welcoming, still holding the care of hands that prepared it. The water glass stands on the low table, half full, still as a mirror. The folded sheet lies undisturbed at the foot of the mattress, edges aligned with quiet precision. The lamp glows amber in the corner, patient and steady, asking nothing, offering warmth. Your thighs are heavy. Your knees are at rest. Your calves have loosened. Your ankles are still. Your feet are warm, and your toes have released their grip. The lower half of your body has found its ease, sinking into the surface that holds you, trusting the night to continue its slow, unhurried work. With the light drizzle continuing softly, the story drifts onward, light and undemanding. The room that holds you now. You are still here. You have been here all along, and you will remain here as long as you wish, as long as the night lasts, as long as the quiet holds. The air mattress rests on the floor in its familiar place, patient and soft, its surface smooth, its sheets cool and clean. The lamp in the corner continues its amber glow, unchanged, casting warmth across the space in a pool of gentle light. The rain has faded to near silence now, only an occasional single drop tapping against the window, a soft reminder that the sky is still there, still holding the city in its vast and quiet embrace. The refrigerator hums its constant note. The distant traffic has grown so faint it might be imagined. And you are here, in this room, in this stillness, settling into the deepest rest of the night. Let your face soften now. The muscles around your eyes, which have worked all day, seeing and focusing and interpreting the world, can release. Let your eyelids grow heavy, resting closed without effort, like curtains drawn at the end of a long day. The small muscles at the corners of your eyes can smooth. The tiny lines that form when you squint or smile can ease, becoming soft, becoming still. Your forehead can release whatever it has been holding, the skin there growing slack, the brow unfurrowing, the whole upper part of your face becoming a mask of peace. Your jaw can loosen. Let your teeth part by just a sliver. Let the hinge of your jaw release its quiet grip. Your tongue can rest heavy and still against the floor of your mouth, soft and unmoving. The muscles beneath your chin can slacken. There is no word you need to speak, no sound you need to make, only silence and the gentle hum of the room and the warmth of the lamp's amber glow. Your temples can smooth. Those small places at the sides of your head where tension so often gathers without being noticed can release now. Imagine the skin there becoming soft, the muscles beneath letting go, the whole area growing quiet and still. Your face is at rest. Your face is at peace. The night does not need your expressions. The room does not need your vigilance. You can simply be here, face soft, eyes closed, breathing slowly, held by the quiet. In the beginning, there was a room not so different from this one. A small apartment in San Francisco with a living room and a kitchen and a window that looked out on the city. There was an air mattress on the floor, simple and practical, covered with clean sheets and a pillow smoothed by someone's careful hand. There was a lamp in the corner, glowing amber, casting warmth across the space. There was a water glass on a low table, filled and waiting. These were the humble ingredients of an idea that had not yet become an idea, the quiet beginning of something that did not know it was beginning. Let time stop here for a moment. Let there be no story, no memory, no forward movement. Only this room, only this breath. The air mattress holds its shape on the floor, surface smooth, pillow soft at the head. The lamp glows amber, steady and warm, its light pooling on the wooden floor like honey poured slowly from a jar. The water glass stands on the low table, still as held breath, half full, catching a small curve of light. The folded sheet lies at the foot of the mattress, undisturbed, edges aligned. The silence outside the window is almost complete. broken only by a single drop of rain, then another, spaced far apart like the slowest heartbeat. The refrigerator hums. The air is cool against your face. The warmth of the blanket waits near your feet. Your body is heavy. Your body is held. There is nothing to do. There is nowhere to go. Only this room. Only this quiet. Only this breath. Arriving and departing in its own unhurried time. Let your shoulders drop now. Let them fall away from your ears, settling downward, releasing whatever they have been carrying. The muscles along the tops of your shoulders can soften, can spread, can let go. The space between your shoulder blades can widen, just slightly, making room for breath, making room for ease. Your shoulders have held so much today. They have braced and lifted and carried. Now they can simply rest, heavy and warm, sinking into the surface beneath you like stones settling into soft earth. Your arms can grow heavy at your sides. From your shoulders to your elbows, from your elbows to your wrists. Let the weight accumulate, let the muscles release. Your arms do not need to reach for anything. They do not need to hold anything. They can simply lie where they are, warm and slack, resting in the generous stillness of the night. Your hands can soften. Let your fingers uncurl, one by one, like petals relaxing after a long day. The muscles in your palms can release. The tendons on the backs of your hands can ease. Your hands have done their work. They have typed and touched and carried and held. Now they can simply be still, resting at your sides or folded gently on your chest, warm and heavy and quiet. The people who first offered that air mattress to strangers did not know what they were starting. They only knew that they had space, and that someone needed it, and that offering it felt like the right thing to do. They smoothed the pillow, they turned on the lamp, they left a note that said welcome. These were not grand gestures. They were the small, ordinary acts of hospitality that humans have offered one another for as long as there have been homes and travelers and nights that required shelter. Let your chest soften now. The muscles across your rib cage can release, making room for breath, making space for rest. Imagine your breastbone settling gently toward your spine, not with collapse, but with ease. Your lungs can expand without effort. Your heart can beat its steady rhythm, unhurried, unworried. The chest is the seat of breath, and when it softens, the whole body can breathe more freely. Each inhale fills you with quiet. Each exhale releases you deeper into stillness. Your belly can release. Let the muscles there grow soft and loose, rising and falling with each breath like the surface of a calm lake when a small breeze passes over it. The organs within you continue their patient work, steady and silent, needing nothing from your conscious mind. Your abdomen is a place of warmth and quiet. When it softens, the whole body can settle deeper into rest, deeper into the gentle embrace of the night. The guests who came to that first air mattress arrived tired, the way all travelers arrive tired. They carried bags and worries and the particular weariness that comes from being far from home. And when they lay down on the air mattress, when they felt the pillow beneath their head and saw the amber glow of the lamp, something eased inside them. They were not home, but they were somewhere safe. They were not with family, but they were welcomed. The room held them, as this room holds you now, without judgment, without expectation, simply offering rest. Let time pause again. Let the story fade into the background, becoming hazy, becoming soft, like a thought dissolving at the edge of sleep. Only this room remains, only this breath. The air mattress on the floor, smooth and patient. The lamp in the corner, amber and warm. The water glass on the low table, still and quiet. The folded sheet at the foot of the bed, undisturbed. The near silence outside the window, broken only by a single drop of rain, then nothing. Then another drop, so far apart they might be imagined. The refrigerator hums its single note, steady and low. The room holds its hush. Your body is heavy. Your breath is slow. There is nothing left to do, nothing left to solve, nothing left to remember. Only this room, only this stillness, only this breath, moving in and out like the quietest tide. Let your lower back release now. The muscles there, which carry so much of the body's burden, can begin to let go. Imagine the small of your back sinking into whatever surface supports you, the curve of your spine, finding its natural ease. There is no need to hold yourself rigid. The surface beneath you is doing the work of holding. You can simply rest upon it, trusting it completely, trusting your body to find its own comfort. Your hips can soften. Let them grow heavy against the surface beneath you, widening slightly, releasing any grip they have held. The hip joints are places of connection, where the upper body meets the lower, where movement and stillness negotiate their balance. When they release, the whole body can settle more deeply, the way water settles when you stop stirring it, finding its natural level, becoming calm, becoming still. Your spine can lengthen gently, each vertebra finding its place, settling into alignment with the ones above and below. From the base of your skull to the curve of your lower back, let the spine rest in its natural shape, supported by the surface beneath you, held by gravity and by ease. The spine is the body's central axis, and when it is at rest, the whole body can be at rest. The idea that began in that small apartment traveled further than anyone could have imagined. It traveled to other cities, other countries, other continents. It became something larger than a single room, larger than a single air mattress, larger than a single lamp glowing amber in the corner of a San Francisco living room. But even as it traveled, even as it grew, the heart of it remained the same. A space prepared with care, a pillow smoothed by someone's hand, a note that said, "Welcome," a glass of water, filled and waiting. The simple gestures of hospitality, repeated again and again, in rooms that were different and yet the same. Let your thighs soften now. The large muscles there can release their grip, growing heavy, sinking toward the surface beneath you. Your thighs do not need to carry you anywhere. They do not need to hold you up. They can simply rest, warm and slack, like logs settled beside a quiet fire that has burned down to embers. Your knees can release. The joints there can rest in whatever position they have found, held by nothing but ease. The small space behind each knee can soften, the ligaments loosening their quiet tension. Your knees have bent and straightened countless times today. Now they can be still, warm, and unburdened. Your calves can soften. The muscles there, curved and capable, can release their tension, growing heavy, spreading slightly against whatever surface holds them. Your calves have propelled you forward through the day. Now they can simply rest, warm and slack, asking for nothing. Your ankles can release. The joints there can rest in their natural position, the tendons loosening, the small bones settling into alignment. Your ankles have flexed and pointed and pivoted throughout the day. Now they can be still, warm and quiet, grateful for the pause. Your feet can soften. The soles of your feet, which meet the ground with each step, can release their tension. The arches can flatten slightly, easing, letting go. The balls of your feet can grow heavy. The heels can sink into whatever surface holds them. Your feet have carried you far today, and now they can rest, warm and still, at the far end of your body. Your toes can release. Each small digit can spread slightly, finding space, finding ease. Imagine each toe softening one by one, from the largest to the smallest, letting go of whatever tension it is held. Your toes are warm. Your toes are still. They rest at the very edge of your body, quiet and content. The room in San Francisco, the room where it all began, was never grand. It was never remarkable. It was simply a room with an air mattress on the floor and a lamp in the corner and a window that let in the sounds of the city. But something about it mattered. Something about the care that went into preparing it, the attention that was paid to each small detail, made it more than the sum of its parts. It became a place where strangers could rest, where tired travelers could close their eyes and feel, even for a moment, that they were home. The air mattress rests on the floor now, in this room, in this quiet. Its surface is smooth. Its sheets are cool and clean. The pillow waits at the head, soft and welcoming. The lamp glows amber in the corner, patient and steady. The water glass stands on the low table, half full, still as a mirror. The folded sheet lies undisturbed at the foot of the mattress. The near silence holds. The room holds. The night holds. Your whole body is heavy now. Your whole body is at rest. From your face to your shoulders, from your chest to your belly, from your back to your hips, from your thighs to your knees, from your calves to your ankles, from your feet to your toes, every part of you has softened, has released, has let go. You are held by the surface beneath you. You are held by the room around you. You are held by the night itself, vast and quiet and patient. There is nothing more to the story. There is nothing more to remember. There was a room and an air mattress and a lamp and a pillow smoothed by someone's hand. There was an idea that traveled further than anyone expected. Quietly, gently, like lights turning on one by one across a sleeping city. There were hosts who prepared spaces with care, and guests who arrived tired and left rested. There were small gestures of hospitality, repeated again and again, unremarkable and essential. And now there is only this room, this quiet, this breath. The lamp glows amber. The rain has stopped, or nearly stopped. just a single drop now and then, far apart, like the last words of a conversation that has already said everything it needed to say. The refrigerator hums. The silence deepens. Your body is heavy. Your body is still. Your body is at rest. You can let go now. You can drift. The room will hold you. The night will carry you. The quiet will keep you safe. There is nothing more to do, nothing more to think, nothing more to remember. Only this breath, slow and deep. Only this stillness, vast and gentle. Only this rest, offered freely, received gratefully, lasting as long as you need it to last. Sleep now. Sleep deeply. Sleep well. Good night.